gonna be an improvised production based on voice, movement, and music. The most important thing, the idea behind the production is the word I can use is the communication, which is generally the most important thing in art to me, and specifically in theater to me. So the style gonna be, basically we're gonna use the actor's body and voice and their instrument as a musician to get the best quality of communication. By the communication, I mean communication between the thought and the feeling of the actor. So far, I know two of them, Mazdak, my best friend, and Chris. Chris is basically a drummer.
His fucking eyes look crazy.
Action!
This production, well, I guess it's it's Vadat's sort of vision, kind of born one night from a conversation at a bar we had, just shooting the shit about music and art and life and theater and everything else. I guess for me, you know, I have different interests in this than Vadat and Mazdak. You know, as a musician, this production is sort of an experimental idea of marriage of theater and music. The idea for production coalesced for Vadat into this production, and just things just started going from there. Wheels started turning. He called Mazdak and back in Iran. And, you know, it's Mazdak, I want to do this production, here's the idea, I need you here. Mazdak was like, I'm there, we'll be there, talk to me. And then, you know, everything started rolling from there. He started picking dates and forming the idea. And now it's, you know, we're about to do auditions. The story is, you know, etched out, and concepts, everything is starting to really come together.
let's put it that way, the purpose of this show is create all these exercises, bring it to the actors, not having the script basically, not having any idea of what the show is going to be about, not knowing how the stage going to be set, the lighting going to be, basically knowing nothing. Just create these exercises, bring it to actors, and in a long time, which for this production going to be 3 months, 3.5 months, apply these exercises and do it in an empty stage and have a storyline basically, very storyline, like four sentences, that you know what the story going to be about, but you don't know any details. Apply the exercises and have each individual, each actor, and by now the musician as well, find their own thought and feeling about that story at the moment and rehearsal, and then create their own character, the character that they want to. And then as they go on and on, create the line and create the story as well. Well, it's been a long time that I've been studying Grotowski system, Grotowski theater, which started when I read his article called Poor Theater. Poor theater, what he meant by that, to my understanding, was the theater that is not based on, basically it's a theater based on actor and nothing else. The theater that do not get help from lighting, costume, music or anything. He basically was trying to create the show based on actor's body and do everything with that. And that was the very first time that I was introduced in this kind of theater.
I really have no fucking idea how I'm going to communicate with an actor as a musician. I've never done anything like that before. It's going to be a whole new realm. But I guess it's not all that different from communicating with an audience, except that the communication will be much more blatant and obvious. I guess it's just a matter of transcending the technique and listening and watching and being aware of the feeling and emotion and expression, and then figuring out how to respond to that with an instrument. And I'm sure that the actors in this production are going to have the same problem interacting with me and the musicians.